They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my actions. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right. Shalom, Israel. We got the ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHAWADAH. And this is the Saturday Orlando Brotherhood class. I am your teacher, precinct officer of 500 CHAANAK YAHAWADAH, and we are at the downtown library, 101 East Central Boulevard, downtown Orlando, on the 4th floor, room 437. If anybody's in the surrounding area or in the Orlando area and wants to come and join us, you know what I'm saying, want to come in class and, you know, break bread with us, again, we're at the downtown library, 101 East Central Boulevard, on the 4th floor, room 437. You know what I'm saying? So just in case everybody or anybody's wanting to come and be in person. If not, you can join the live. The link is in the chat. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Get the thing started. You know what I'm saying? Yahawah Shem Yahshua Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Thabah Shem Yahshua to the sisters. I hope everybody's been surviving this week. You know what I'm saying? I know it's like the second week, you know what I'm saying, for our kids to go back to school. You know what I'm saying, with all that, hope everybody's, still maintaining and things like that. Hope everybody just, you know what I'm saying, staying strong, man, and just, being patient and waiting on the Lord, because as time go on, our oppressor gets more evil, and he's actually really just trying to break us in our spirit, and everything we believe in, everything we stand for. He always trying to divide us so he can continue to conquer over us and rule over us. But you know what I'm saying, from the Most High mercy and grace, we had ISUPK under commanding Junior Hunter to teach us how to battle with this devil in these hard times. So hoping everybody just staying diligent, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just, you know what I'm saying, staying focused. You know what I mean? So with that, I want to say shalom to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to everybody in person. So let's get it in. If any, Salaki to the man above me, if anybody that's able to read, you know what I'm saying, any officer or trooper or a young man that's able to read, Baba Kashak, could you please join the class? You know what I'm saying? If not, it's all good. So, how's everybody been doing? Everybody been okay? If you got any questions? Anybody have any questions online? You can type them in. If you don't feel like typing them in, join the link. Get on the live. Let's answer a question. I'd love to hear from you. Do we have any questions in the room? Nobody? Nobody, no questions about anything? Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to pass the class over. No, I'm just playing. No, it's all good. So if nobody have a question, I got a question for you all. And my question for you all is, who are you? Who are you? Do you know who you are? Who are you? An Israelite. That was her answer. What's your answer? The same answer? Okay. Part of God's chosen people. Which part? Okay. How do y'all know that? Oh, okay. You read the Bible. How do you know the Bible say that you are the Israelites? You are the chosen people. How do we know that? I know you say because you read the Bible, and you read the Bible, and what about reading the Bible tells you that you are Israelites? Exodus. Okay. What part in Exodus? So your mom been teaching you. It's funny you answered it like that. That's a bit of a coincidence. Okay. Anything else?
I'm not white.
Oh, Most High in Christ for that. Most High in Christ for that. I don't think you would be allowed in here if you were white. Right. So, like, all of those are real, very, very, very good answers. You know what I mean? It's important that we today, you know what I'm saying, know who we are, because I guarantee you, friends, family members, co-workers, like they don't know who they are. They don't know where history began. They don't know why they call themselves African American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Jamaican, Mexican. Like a lot of our people don't know who we are because of the transatlantic slave trade and because of our oppressors, because of Christianity and all sorts of types of religion. So your true identity is hidden under all this information that's right there in our faces, that been in our face for years, years and years. And we never thought that our identity was right here in this book, in these records called the Holy Bible. I most certainly didn't. I went along with everybody else thinking we was African American coming from the motherland of Africa. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. So with that, I never been to Africa. You know what I mean? So why would I label myself to a place I've never been? You know what I mean? Why would they label me that?
Because if they're
Right? That's true. But do African people, if you ever had the chance to talk to one or if you ever ran, do they associate themselves with us? I thought we all were one people. I thought because we look alike, we were the same people.
they don't
Mm,
they
okay. All right. And that's true. Like nobody wants to assert themselves with slaves. Nobody wants to assert themselves with the people that it looks like they're on the losing team because everybody around us is winning. So it seems. Like you have white people that got white privilege. You have Chinese people that come up in here and they can do and get anything they want. You got Arab people that can set up stores and gas stations in our neighborhood. You have the African people that come and try to steal our identity that we created in America, from our music to the movies to everything. But the people that been here the longest, the people that suffer here the most, don't receive any benefits of being in America. We still get treated the worst. What I want to call them. East Indian people, or I want to say like Afghanis and Pakistanis and people from Iraq and all those places. On the news, they consider to be, not every one of them, but a lot of them are associated with terrorists, right? When the 9/11 happened, it was a war against terrorism. I mean, if you can recall, were the Afghanis that lived here in America, were they being oppressed around that time? I don't think y'all probably was around then. So maybe your small question for you, man, that you can remember. Like, did you see a worldwide oppression and discrimination and injustice against people, Saudi Arabia, like people from the Middle East, whatever that is? I don't, you know, a little bit of discrimination and like what I'm saying, people was had their feelings about it. But how long did that last? If you can give them a timeline, it ain't got to be specific. I'm just saying, like, right,
I didn't follow that.
right,
Stories about, how people were fired, lost their job, but they were trying to deport them back or just being cruel.
hmm
But it's like, I don't know, just everybody's up talking about it.
right. Now,
Start going after Hussein.
right,
I
and
think
then,
that's how we shifted focus.
hmm
Let's keep
hmm
everybody up to the higher ground.
right. So they had that whole coup de grace going on. I asked you a question. When was the first African American terrorist attack on the United States
That we did or to us.
that we did to the United States?
Probably say, in my recall, 19, that probably be the closest.
Not them to us, us to them. Like Black Americans like attacking.
But it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but they was tearing up their own stuff. Oh, Slocky, go ahead, sister. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
There's never been nothing that I can recall as full blast like 9/11 or Pearl Harbor, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know.
I'm with you, sis. I can't recall any time that a group of Black Americans got organized to attack the government to hurt America.
Peaceful.
So, with that being said, how come Black Americans and so-called Hispanics and the Native Americans, how come they are being oppressed when we never did anything to this country but be here?
Powers. Knowledge.
That's good.
Stand together. It's hard to deny.
Mm-hmm.
They infiltrated fear and violence. So it made it hard for us to come together as one.
Mm-hmm. True.
Some could operate in past, but they see the consequences. You can get lynched, murdered, killed, raped. So they just fell in line. Basically.
Okay. I pose a question to you and to everybody that's online too. Could it be because we are the chosen people of God that we're being oppressed?
So the word said,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not just because we're Black, right? Because you got, like I said, you got Africans over here. You got dark people of color over here that's not considered African American. They're not being targeted. Say again.
They're only going for specific people.
Mm. And those specific people are who? Who is us? Mm.
So they got like slaves trying to read the Bible. They gouged their eyes out and stuff. And the slave Bible became
True enough. So today's class, I posed the question and I titled it, "Who are you?" Because a lot of us still to this day don't know who we are. Our Hispanic brothers, so-called Puerto Ricans, don't even know what the word Puerto Rican means. But they associate themselves with that title. Be honest with you, I don't even know what African American means. To be honest, it's confusing. Am I African or am I American?
They can't call you Negro anymore, so African.
Oh yeah.
Negro American. African. That's what we were for. They titled us as Black.
Yeah.
We were considered Negro.
Yeah, until Jesse Jackson came and spoke for everybody and they said, oh, it's okay, we're going to be African American. Yeah. So, scripture I want to get is Isaiah 1 and 3. Because this is like our whole history. The answers to our question has always been right in front of us. But people believe that the Christian church is know all be all and will answer everything, answer all our problems. And, you know, they are part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Young man Charles, you in here. Are you able to read? Like if anybody in here watching, young man, trooper, officer of 50, officer of 500, anybody in this joint, if y'all able to read, you know what I'm saying, Baba Kasha, could you join it live? If not, it's all good. So, so we're gonna get Isaiah 1 and 3. So, so the young man said he driving. Okay, no sweat, y'all. All right, everybody there? Yeah, good to go. All right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Now we're going to break this down. It said, an ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. An ox and an ass are animals used for what? Does anybody know? I mean, that's a donkey. It's usually, an ass is a donkey. You know what I'm saying? Say that again. Labor, right? Right. Now, out of all the animals, would you consider an ox and a donkey one of the smartest animals? No. Keep that in mind. And then it says, but Israel doeth not know. My people do not consider. Now, why does it says an ox and an ass knows their master cribs? But people, it went from animals to people. It says the people, the chosen people of the Lord don't know. They don't consider who they are. Now, we agreed that an ox and an ass is probably like one of the dumbest animals along in the animal kingdom. It's not this, they're not up there with, you know, intelligence. But the scripture is saying in this case right here, an ox and an ass is smarter than people. The ox and the ass is smarter than the Lord's people. Why?
They weren't deceived.
They know where they belong.
Say it again.
They know where they belong.
They know where they belong. They know who they are. They know where they live. They know who feeds them. They know who not clothe them, but they know who gives them water. They know, you know, if they ever get lost, they know how to find their way back to their master. Then this says that, but Israel, Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they don't know how to find their way back to their master. They don't even consider themselves the greatest nation of people on earth. It never crossed their mind. Why? I'm be asking why a lot today. I'm trying to pick y'all brains and everybody history of who? What history?
We sit back and think about the slavery, the murder. They constantly come and ruin everything. So how could they possibly think that we're the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we build something, it gets teared down.
Mm-hmm.
People get killed for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. What's your input? Mm-hmm. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And it ain't got to be long winded. It could just be like, what's your thought on it? Like,
So many stereotypes of being Black that it's kind of hard to not be what the white people think you are. And there's so many of us that do what they want us to do,
that's
feed into the deception.
very interesting. That's a very interesting answer. I kind of want you to explain that because for like I never heard of that. Never heard somebody say that like that. Kind of like, and you ain't got to go deep, deep, deep. I just want to know why you say that because that's true. It's correct. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, coming from a young mind, why would you,
I don't
shoot?
know, I watch a lot of murder, and it's okay. I watch a lot of murder, so like I listen to what the white people say. Like there was this killing in the land that just happened where this boy killed two white people, and the white people were like, "Yeah, I killed him," but what they didn't see is after they found the boy in a hotel in the land, it showed that the white boys were trying to rob the Black boys. So like it kind of changed the whole perspective of why he killed them. And I feel like just it's hard because when white people do something, it's they're taking care of, but like if a Black person wears blonde, they're called ghetto, or they're called hood, or just being loud or being obnoxious.
I
Mhm.
white people are probably the most violent people out there. They find many and plenty ways to kill people. Like who comes up with that? Talking about tying a person to two horses and then letting the horses loose so they can rip the body. Who does that?
Mhm.
White people.
Mhm.
And it's always been white people. Oh, Columbus Blue? That ain't real. Cause he literally went to the land, he killed the Native Americans, but wanted to claim them as savages and talked about how they tried to come to an agreement. When do white people ever come to an agreement?
Okay.
But most
Okay.
Black people technically help the white people in why they feel the way they feel about colored people.
That's true.
So, okay. So you say the stereotype that they put on Black people
It's not just us.
Black people live up to that stereotype because of the things they do. Like, okay, like you say, like they say, oh, all Black people steal, and then you see the videos of a bunch of young kids breaking in jewelry stores, stealing, and all this stuff like that. So it kind of like,
Feeds into why they feel
right,
about
right.
Black. It's probably going to be impossible to erase that, regardless of how many good people there.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that white people create the stereotype? How do they do that?
By observing what Black people call normal and putting stereotypes and calling it ghetto, calling them loud, calling it hood, just like not normal.
So you don't think that the conditions white people put Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans could be the reason why they do or act a certain way. Like the oppression that they put on us, you know what I'm saying, as Black, Hispanics, and Native American isn't the reason for high crime in our community.
I feel like it is, but like some of it, most of it is, but like some of it, it's not.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like it's.
Well, it's like saying like drugs that's put into the city. One person can rationalize and say, okay, but every person has an opportunity to decide if they're going to do drugs or not, or get clean. And it's the same thing as a drug dealer. They have the option to either sell the drugs to people for money or go out and get a job. Can't get a job in this economy, stuff, right?
And
Mm.
the main reason why it's like that is based on the environments that they put us in. One of the biggest things is poverty, white privilege.
Right. So when they're saying our people don't know, our people don't consider, it's because this scripture right here, let's go to Isaiah 4:6. Because you got to think Ronald Reagan and all of them put drugs into the community. You know, like when they had a bunch of like Black Panthers and all the people that started doing positive for the community, in some kind of way they infiltrated that organization and end up dismantling it or end up killing the leader, because J. Edgar Hoover considered any Black uprising a threat to America. They call what his name is, Huey P. Newton, the Black Messiah, and they considered him a threat. So let's get this Hosea 4:6. Hosea, it's like it. And let me know when y'all get there.
The things are funny in here.
It's gonna be well. Looking for why?
Okay. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6 says, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, and I will also forget thy children." So it said we destroyed because of lack of knowledge. We rejected the knowledge. What was the knowledge we rejected? Self-knowledge of who we are. We started being everything else but who we were supposed to be. Started being Muslim, Buddhist, Catholic, Rastafarian, atheist. Like we just stopped believing in any and everything. Christians. We started being Christians, Baptists, Catholic, all this and that. The knowledge we forgot was, it says, where it says, thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. We forgot the laws, statutes, and commandment which tied us to who we are as a people. With the help of our oppressors, they made us as dumb as oxen, asses, and donkeys. Know what I mean? They made us forget anything that tied us to being, the truth and being the Lord's chosen people. So much so now that it says in the scripture we just read, Isaiah 1:3, that we don't even consider ourselves being anything. Like you said, we stand up to the stereotype that they put on us. We're trying to be the biggest drug dealer. We're trying to be the baddest and meanest criminal. You know what I'm saying? Our women are trying to be bad bees or baddies, what they call it. You know what I'm saying? Our young men and our men trying to be thugs. Nobody wants to be a child of the Lord because that's boring. Like nobody wants to be openly known to be a servant of God in this generation, in these times, because the oppressor has made being something which is nothing more appealing to us. That's how they stay in rulership. That's how they make those stereotypes that they put on us stick, because they oppress us so much that it's hard to live in the ghetto that they put us in. It's hard to live in the barrios and the reservations that they put our people in. So now we have to do what we need to do to survive. Like you said, you can't get a job nowadays in this economy. And if you do get a job, it ain't enough to sustain your bills. Or now with Trump being in charge, they don't even have to hire blacks and Hispanics no more. A while ago, they had to, because it would be called, racist. Being racist. They gotta have at least one black person in management, one Hispanic, but now they don't even have to hire. No matter how many degrees you got, you could be an astronaut, a person that built a calculator or anything like that, and they can tell you no. They ain't got to say you overqualified like they used to lie and say. So, and I never understood that. A person that go for a job and they say, "Oh, you overqualified." That means you should get the job, because that means you're going to do a good job. You know what you're doing. Why would you hire somebody that's underqualified for the job?
Okay. Fear that they will-
Or maybe you will take their position. When they see a sister come in there or a brother come in there and they look at his credentials and they look at the things that he's accomplished and they know they haven't even measured up to half of that, they're going to say, "Oh, sorry, we can't hire you, too overqualified." They really want to say, "No, we're not going to hire you because you might take my job." So, in order to be a people, in order to be somebody instead of a stereotype, you got to know who you are. And then knowing who you are, it comes with knowledge. And knowledge comes with power. And the power that you will have over your oppressor is you're not just a robber, a thief, a baddie, a gangster, a hoodlum, ratchet, ghetto. When you tell them that you are a Hebrew Israelite, and you're God's chosen people, that comes with power. You know what it's telling them? I'm finna show you what it's telling them. Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6, it says, "For thou art an holy people." Who knows the word holy means?
Separate.
Oh, don't everybody speak at once now. No, I'm just saying. I'm just. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ.
Shalom, Yabashim Shabakatah.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm 12, sir.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. You able to read, warrior?
Khan.
All right, we in Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I'm there.
All right, go ahead and read that for me. Read it slow.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord
Stop,
thy God. Salakia.
stop. Holy means separate, right? So now what I want you to do, young man, when you read it, when you read the word holy, say separate. So start again.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art a separate people
Oh,
unto the Lord thy God.
uh-huh.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee
Has
to
what?
be, has chosen thee.
Is chosen an aggressive word? Aggressive noun, or how they want to call it? Pronoun or whatever it is. Like if you choose something, like you're doing what? Picking it. What else? Wanting it. Mm-hmm. I don't know so much needing it. I wouldn't really say needing it. Would you say separating it from something else? So like if you see two sweaters, one was yellow and the other one was green, but you chose the yellow one. You separating it from the green one, right? Like you're choosing it, but like you're possessing you're choosing to possess this one instead of that one, right? So the Lord is saying He's chosen blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be what? Keep going.
To be a special people unto himself.
To be a special people. Now, does special make you regular or the same? It puts you at a different level, right? So if I say, you know what, man, you guys are special, man. I really like the way you guys interact in class. I really like how y'all answer questions. Y'all not like everybody else. Does that make you equal? So we know that there's no equality in the Bible then, right? Or with God, right? Because He chose somebody and He said that they are special. So if something special to you, it's what? Important. So the Lord said that y'all are special, that y'all are important to Him. He chose y'all to be separate from everybody else, not only to be separate, to be important, you know what I mean, and to be His. Keep going.
Above all people that are
Wait, above. When you above something, are you on the same level? Are you under? You're on top. So if blacks, Hispanics, and Native American are special, chosen, separate, and above all people, why don't we act that way? Why don't we believe it? Why don't you see it? Because the who? The world oppresses. Finish that scripture out.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Ooh, the Lord said, y'all above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Meaning, once you tell somebody that you're a Hebrew Israelite, this is what you're saying to them. That you're above them. That you're special. That you're separate and that you're chosen. Your oppressor don't want you to know that. That's why they call you African American, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Haitian, Native American. So they don't want you to know that you're above everybody else. They don't want you to know that. That's the knowledge that we lacked in Hosea 4 and 6 because we rejected it. Why did we reject it? Because the oppressor taught us that we wasn't nothing. For 400 years, they've been teaching us that we wasn't anything. They was teaching us that we was beneath everybody. Let me get Ecclesiastes 10 and 7.
Salaki, I got it.
Start me
Ecclesiastes.
start me at 6.
Ecclesiastes 10 verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity,
Mm-hmm.
and the rich sit in low place.
Who are the rich in this? You sure? Right. Right. And 1 second. Let me get this precept real quick. Hold that right there and get me Revelations 2 and 9. That Revelation?
Salaki, I got it.
You got Revelations 2 and 9. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9.
Uh-huh.
I know thy works and tribulation
The Lord said, I know thy works and thy tribulations. Go ahead.
and poverty,
And poverty. So he knows what Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American go through on a daily basis. He see it. You know what's going on. Go ahead.
but thy art rich.
But what?
But thy art rich.
But thou art rich. Why is he saying we rich when he just said we know thy works, thy tribulation, and thy poverty, and thy poverty? Why is he saying that we are rich? Anybody can answer this question. Say again. But we have no power right now. Not knowledge. Right. So why is he saying that we are rich?
So like is it because of the promises?
Because of the promises? Yeah. Yeah. The blessings. Anybody else? Could it be because of who we are? You know what I'm saying? We the children of Israel. We're to inherit the kingdom of heaven under Christ. So Christ said, we poor right now. We in poverty. and he knows that, you know what I'm saying, we're being oppressed. So you can drop that and go back to Ecclesiastes. Well, no, never mind. Finish that out.
Con. And I know the blasphemy of them which says they are Jews and are not.
And he said he knows the blasphemy. Does anybody know what the definition of blasphemy is?
Curse.
Well, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's get the definition of blasphemy so we can be sure. Because Christ called it a blasphemy. And, you know, that's a serious accusation. So whoever have, go ahead, says disrespect towards the Lord. Okay, is that the only definition of it?
The act of insulting or showing contempt or lack of reverence for God or something sacred.
So the Lord, so Christ said, you know, the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews or not. It's a very disrespectful thing for those pepperoni hat wearing people, them Ashkenazi Jews, to call themselves Jews when the Lord said they are not the Jews. Keep going.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But are what?
The synagogue of Satan.
Christ called them the synagogue of Satan. That's who they are. So the people that's walking around and call themselves Jewish and over there in our land and reaping the benefits of the blessings that we're supposed to have, the Lord said it's blasphemy. Not only is it blasphemy, but they are of the synagogue of Satan. Now you can drop that and go back to Ecclesiastes 10 and 7.
So like Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen servant upon horses.
He said, I have seen servant upon horses. Does anybody know what this is talking about? Can anybody tie this into a real time?
So like doing the slavery, the slave master used to ride upon horses to patrol in the slaves doing while working.
Correct. Damn right. They said the servants was on horses. Did y'all see the mission to Acuna years ago, a couple years back, when the brothers from Texas went across the border to give the fleeing Haitians food and water and things like that, and those border patrol men were on horses and things like that? See, like, this Bible is in real life prophecy. It speaks in real time. And we was showing them, they were showing us like what in real time what's going on. It says servants upon horses. Go ahead.
And princes walking as servant upon the earth.
And what?
And princes walking as servant upon the earth.
And princes walking as servants on the earth. What does this mean? Anybody can answer. Go ahead.
The roles are reversed.
The roles have reversed. Mm-hmm. It's saying princes. Why do they call it? Why do they say prince? Let me see if anybody can get this. Jog my memory. I mean, somebody pick my brain in. My brain be everywhere sometimes.
Salakia, the princes referring to the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm. The answer is in what you just said. Because we, in our own name. All right. What does the word Yasharala mean?
So like Israel.
Yeah, I mean, but what does it mean? What does Israel mean? Yasharala in the Hebrew.
Princes of the power.
Princes of the power. You see how that connects? Servants on horses and princes on foot. So it's telling you who you are. You are a prince of the power, but you're not living in your position because the oppressor ruling over you. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass,
Mm-hmm.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If thou wilt not listen to the voice of thy God, what is the voice of thy God?
The law.
The law, statutes, and commandments. That's the voice of the Lord. The priests, the prophets that came to tell Israel to repent and turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments, those are the voices of the Lord. Jesus Christ was the voice of the Lord. So it says, go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Mm-hmm.
that all these curses shall come
All these
upon thee.
what?
All these curses shall come upon thee.
Curses is another word for punishments. So the Lord said, if thou should not hearken to the Lord to do, his laws, statutes, and commandments, all these punishments will come upon you. And do what?
And overtake thee.
And overtake thee. That's okay. Read verse 46.
And Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46. And this shall be upon thee for a sign
They
and a
should be upon
wonder.
thee for a what?
For a sign
Uh-huh.
and a wonder.
Uh-huh.
And upon thee, upon thy seed forever.
Right. So we were saying back earlier when I was saying, how do you know that you are Israelite? How did he know that you are the Lord's chosen people? And this in book of Deuteronomy say all these punishments, all these curses are going to be upon thee and overtake thee. And verse 46 says, and they should be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. That's how you know. Let's read some of these punishments. Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Curse shall thy be in the city, and curse shall thy be in the field.
Like you were saying, we in the ghettos, and we curse even in the hood, in the ghettos where they put us at. We can't even live there peacefully. We can't even go in our own neighborhoods and our own ghettos without the police harassing us, pulling us over, shooting us down, and all this. This is a punishment for us not listening to the Lord. This is a punishment for us rejecting the knowledge of the Most High, which are his laws, statutes, and commandments. You ain't even going to be safe in the city or in the country. In the field, you ain't going to be safe on the street or at work. You know what I mean? Read some more. Let's get verse 48 and 50.
Con, sorry. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore, shalt thou serve thy enemies,
Thy who?
thy enemies,
Our friends.
enemies,
Another nation.
enemies,
The white people,
enemies,
Chinese,
enemies,
Afghanistan's that the Arabs that be in our stores.
enemies.
We shall serve our enemies. Is that not what we're doing right now?
Con,
Do
on,
we
con.
right? Do we not work for the white man? Do we not work for the Chinese man? The Arabs that own these telemarketing businesses and things like that? That own these trucking business? So you're gonna serve your enemies. Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord gonna send these people against us. The Lord gonna make us serve our enemies because we didn't listen to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep going.
In hunger,
And in hunger, our food, we got to go to Walmart and Publix and places like that where they put all these chemicals and GMOs and all these things that causes cancer in our food. You buying food for your enemy. He doesn't care if it's good or not. He's just trying to make money off you. That's why they got all these fast food restaurants that creates high blood pressure and diabetes and things like that because you're serving your enemy. Your enemy don't care if you live or if you die. Keep going.
so like yeah, and in thirst,
And in thirst, water. You got to buy water. Everything you drink, you got to buy from your enemy. You can't even collect rainwater. Consider it a crime. The water system, they tell you how much water you allowed to have a day. If you don't pay your water bill, they cut your water off. Go ahead.
and in nakedness,
And in nakedness, the clothes that we wear, we can't even barely make our own clothes. And if we are making our own clothes, we got to buy the material from the white man. Unless you got sheep and you taking the wool off the sheep and making it into a fabric, that's the only way you're gonna get it. Go ahead.
and in want of all things.
And in want of all things. You know what I mean? Anything that we want, we got to go to the white man. To go anywhere, you got to ask your person, can you go? You got to have permission to travel outside the country, to own a vehicle. You got to have permission from the same people that oppress and hate you. You got to ask them for permission to do anything. And the Lord said, you're going to serve your enemies and want of all things. Any and everything that you want, you got to serve the white man for it. You got to go and beg and ask him. Drop me down to verse 50.
So like verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
They should not do what?
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
They don't care about the older folks or the young generation. This is a nation of fierce consonants, meaning like they don't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They don't care if you old or young. Still get the same hatred that they giving everybody else. And that's diabolical to me. Like they don't want to even have mercy on the young kid. Just like they hung that young lady on that tree in the back of that abandoned house. She was a young lady. And she was a woman. You think they would be like, no, let's not do this. She's a woman. And she's young. But the scriptures say they ain't gonna have this is the people of fierce countenance. They ain't gonna show no mercy to the young or to the old. But remember, verse 46 says, this should be upon thee for a sign and a wonder. This is how you know that this is happening to the children of Israel and who the children of Israel are, because these punishments and these curses are only going to happen to these certain people. Why are they not happening to everybody? Drop me down to verse 56. No, 54.
So like it.
Uh-huh.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you
So that the man that is tender among you, go ahead,
and very delicate,
and very delicate. It needs a lot of effeminate men going on around here. It's not enough masculinity going on in these households. Our brothers are giving up masculinity for feminism, because the oppressor, the white man, is making you think that being feminine is the way to be. Christianity has you thinking that being too masculine is wrong. They want you to be more feminine. That's what some of the women say. Some of the women say, tune into your feminine side. You know what I'm saying? Why don't
Salakia.
you go ahead?
Especially in the music industry or the movies, a lot of those black celebrities, like there's a lot of compromises that had to be done for them not to get on the pedestal that they are.
Yeah. You got to put on a dress to make it in Hollywood.
Con.
Yeah, a man got to put on a dress. That's why it's so normal now. They got Medea, Big Mama's House, Eddie Murphy, the Clumps. You know, all these good entertainers and movie actors, they had to put on the dress. Chris Tucker, The Fifth Element, when he had to be this guy.
Salakia, and you have little Richard, which like I saw the video where he was like giving confession, like where he had to put on a dress to be able to get access to some white bars so he can perform in there.
Look at that. They say that's the cost of fame. That's what you got to do. Go ahead. Keep reading that scripture.
Salakia, in his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His eyes should be evil toward his brother. That's why you see a lot of black on black crime. That's why you see a lot of young men shooting and killing each other in their neighborhood. All you see is us raging against each other. Go ahead.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And towards the wife of his bosom. He ain't even merciful to his wife. He up and leave. Oh, I don't want to be with you no more. Things not working out. Oh, I can't take this. I can't take that. I'm leaving.
Salakia, and a lot of DVs too.
A lot of who?
DVs, like domestic violence.
Oh, right. A lot of domestic violence. If you beating up on your woman, you don't love your woman like you love yourself. Keep reading.
And toward the remnant of his children. which he shall live.
Which he shall what?
Shall live.
How many single parent households we have around here in the United States in the black community?
Salakia, I'll be too many.
Too many. I wonder if somebody can. Maybe I could probably Google. I want to Google. What is the percentage of single parent households in the black community? Let me see. One second.
Salakia, Google is in 64.
64% of single parent households in the black community.
Khan said American Indian or Alaska Native is 50. Hispanic or Latino is 42.
All of that is damn near above average. So that's telling you that damn near every parent, every black and Hispanic and Native American household in the ghetto, there's no man in the house. Probably 1 out of 5. It's probably 1 man out of 5 houses in the hood that has a father in it. See how damaging that is? That's why a lot of these young guys are off the chain. That's why a lot of these guys are messed up. They don't have no father figure in the hood, in the house. Keep reading.
Khan. On verse 55.
Mm-hmm.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat.
Wow. Do you know one time that they was sacrificing their children? Yeah. Keep going.
Because he has nothing left them in the siege.
And the siege is 70 AD. That's a 70 AD. I think it's like around 72. When Jerusalem was sieged by the Roman army, they started boiling their kids and eating them because there was no food. This is the prophecy. Keep going.
And in the straightness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Okay. Read verse 56.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you,
The
which
tender
will
and
not
delicate woman. Tender and delicate. Not these masculine women that you see today. And I mean by masculine, the ones that I don't need no man and oh, man ain't nothing. And they just like overly masculine. Like they don't want to be tender and delicate. Like they don't want to be like princesses like y'all. They want to be in a man's position. They want to say, I don't need no man until they catch a flat tire. Now who they got to call? Some of them don't even know how to do it themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them don't know how to do it themselves. Do any of y'all know how to change a tire? That's good. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say that, a lot of our sisters have to learn how to do manly things because there's no men around. We just read in the scriptures where he said he gonna leave his family. You know what I mean? Or they got to call somebody to come do it for him. And usually it's a man. It ain't no woman pulling up, changing no tire. Keep going.
Which will not adventure to set the sole of a foot upon the ground for the nakedness and tenderness.
Right. It's saying that our sisters, our Israelite princesses, they were so delicate and so tender. What's that one show that they had on TV? It was like back in England times. Bridgerton. Y'all watch that show? Y'all watch Bridgerton? Uh-oh. 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 Right. So like like in some of those episodes that they'll have the man carrying the thing that the person's sitting in the back of it. You know what I'm saying? And then when they come to a stop, all the guys will like get on their knees so the person can walk on them and get on the ground, like go to where they was going. Y'all ever seen that? Huh? Yeah, y'all seen that before in movies and stuff like that. The Bible said that's how y'all work. Where do you think they get that from? They said y'all were so tender and delicate that the sole of your feet didn't touch the ground. Like you didn't walk around like you walk around now. Isn't that something? Like, isn't that royal status? Just imagine y'all being carried around everywhere. So you ain't got to walk nowhere. If you wanted to go anywhere, you had servants that will put you in this thing, pick it up, and walk to everywhere you was going. No.
It really does.
It sounds terrible. Why? That's a status. That's princess status. You want to know why we think like that? You want to know why we think like that? Because we ain't used to nothing good. We ain't used to being treated a certain way. We've been used to being one of the scriptures. What does that scripture say? Is Israel a homeborn slave? What's that? Let me get that. Let me get that precept. One second.
Salakia, it's, Jeremiah 2:14.
Jeremiah 2:14. Let's get that real quick.
Salakia, Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Is Israel a servant?
Is Israel a what?
A servant?
And that's all we able to do is to wait on people, serve people, serve our oppressors, do whatever he asks us, cook, clean, build, not reap none of the benefits of anything that we built. We built this country. Do we benefit from anything that we built? Is we a slave? Yeah, go ahead. What you say?
I said la'ah. There's like pretty much like everything the slave does, like slave master put his name on it, like they put a patent on it, everything that we created. They claim
Everything that we created. Even everything that you see on TV. Is Israel a homeborn slave? Keep going.
Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he was born just to be a slave? I thought we was princes of the power. I thought we was special. I thought we was chosen. I thought we was above everybody on the earth. But we been in slavery so long. We've been at the bottom for so long. Jeremiah had asked the question like, well, damn, are we born just to be slaves? So that's where when you hear how we were in our royalty, how we were in our rightful position, it sounds crazy. It sounds like we are abusing our birthright. Do you know the world that God made the world for our sakes? That every other nation supposed to pay homage to us? What do you think it's going to be like in the kingdom of heaven? You don't know? You say, wait and find out. Well, go ahead. You finna say something?
So like I was about to say, I think there's a precept that said like the gates will stay open continually, so the heathen can bring in their spoils.
Right.
So
It
that's
said the
good.
gate. Yeah, the gates of our kingdom gonna forever stay open because every nation that ever stole anything or had any kind of wealth are gonna be bringing it in day and night, bringing in all their riches, all the wealth, all the diamonds, all the gold, all the silver, all the rubies. They're gonna be bringing it into us. We're gonna be on top, like as we should have been, and they're gonna be at the bottom. We're gonna be the rich, and they're gonna be the poor. We're going to be the masters and they're going to be the slaves. Isn't that not justice? Like,
Kind
I'm tired of paying my rent to a person that I'm never going to own my house to. I'm making him rich. I'm putting his kids through college. That's what we've been doing where our kids, if they're not like academically on a good level or playing sports or, their parents save money just for that, they don't get to go to the good colleges. They got to go to community college and work their way up. Or they got to be just that smart that our oppressor might have a little bit of mercy to say, hey, well, since you're exceeding in all your schoolwork and your books, here's a little crumb. You can go to this college. All the Chinese restaurants that's in the black neighborhood, you don't think they benefiting off our people when they're selling us, our people, the worst of the worst meat and things that they can get? Some of it I don't think is real meat. But there's a Chinese restaurant in all the black communities. Why are there no soul foods in the Chinese community? Why there's no soul food restaurants in the all white communities? Or in the Arab? We like chicken more than anybody. How come there's no fried chicken joints that black people own in the Arab communities? But all the other nations benefit off of us. Now, how many Chinese children that we don't put their kids through college, the best college, Yale, what's another? Harvard, Princeton, all of that. Because they have the China Walk up the street from where we live at, the China Palace, and we go and our people go and buy that crap. It's sending little Kim Woo to Harvard. Some of our children's dream college to go to. That's how it goes. So when they're saying that you were delicate, that your foot didn't hit the ground, it's telling you what your original position used to be. Don't look at it like you're taking advantage of other people. The reason why it feels like that because we fell so far from who we are, for whom we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Can you keep reading this? Can you keep going on that Deuteronomy scripture?
28 verse. Slovakia.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is verse 55?
56.
So, yeah. And verse 56. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom,
The
and toward
eyes,
her
her
son.
eyes. All right, we're gonna take it bit by bit, Wardy. Her eyes gonna be evil towards her husband. They make it seem like our black sisters are loud, obnoxious, ghetto, rude. They can't. No man can't tell them what to do. They don't like to be told what to do from a man. Keep going.
And toward her son.
And toward who?
Her son.
You just like your daddy. You ain't nothing. Your daddy ain't nothing. You know, a lot of sisters kick their sons out between the ages of 15 and 18. Do you know other nations don't make their kids leave their house? But black, Hispanics, and Native American push our kids out there when they get 18 or old enough to work. We don't nurture them until they are ready to leave. We don't say, you know what I'm saying? We don't build up work ethic, managing money, and things like that to help them out. We kick them out. 18, get out of my house. Some Chinese people, some people let their kids stay with them forever, even when they're married. But we kick our kids out and push them out into adulthood when they're not even yet ready. Like being 18 don't make you grown, no matter what the oppressor says. Like we teaching them like the best we could, but look at what they're faced against. It's just like saying like your mom throw you out at 18. Are you ready to go out and be working a full-time job and paying all the bills yourself? College, you got to have some kind of job to help mom out. Or scholarship, that helps out a lot. But how do you attain a scholarship? So you got to either be athletic or you got to be the smartest one in the class.
Well, not the smartest. That's what most college. Well, you can't like have D's, but like you don't have to be the smartest. So it's on talent, whether it's writing, music, dance, and football, basketball.
So if that was true, and I'm not saying that it's not, I would think every black kid that, you know, went to school and showed that their talent should have a scholarship. But go ahead.
And I'm old enough to really went down scholarship with my did.
Break it down, Mom.
There's so many different types of scholarship, and they don't have to be based on academic or scholarships. A lot of these companies, from Walmart to Bayer to Tylenol, give out scholarships. Chick-fil-A gives out scholarships. Southern Christian Leadership Conference, a lot of Black organizations. You can get scholarships for just writing a poem, writing an essay, and they pretty much don't read it, but I mean, I got one, and they gave me $1,000 a semester. So there is a plethora of, actually, there was a Black kid from Harvard that created an app just for Black, the chosen people, I'll say, where they can get their hands on scholarships, and they'll get notifications of scholarships all around the world to help them be funded for their school.
Right. And that's good. And the water for, you know what I'm saying, letting us know that. Because you know what? That's the lane that we had to create for ourselves, for our people to be able to go to school, to go to college. You know what I mean? We had to create those scholarships. Somebody somebody Black, Hispanic, or Native American came up with that to say, hey, there's more than just 3 kids in this 10th grade class that deserves a scholarship. You know what I mean? There's a kid that can write poems like a 5-star, what do you call it? Yeah, William Shakespeare was Black. But I'm saying like they have, and these kids, majority of them are in the ghetto, are in the hood. Not all of them. I'm saying not all of them, but some of them. What about those kids? Is the reason why we have programs like what your mom just said, because they might not have the money, but they have the academic skill to, you know what I'm saying, be a part of this particular college, or to be, considered a candidate to go to this college. You know what I mean? So go ahead, sis. Yes.
Upper bound. I don't think there's a city now that doesn't have upper bound.
Mhm.
Take kids on, help them with their test admissions, application submissions. They go on college tours and all kinds of stuff like that. But it doesn't even stop there. That's like when I was buying my house, I found a Genoa loan. And that's a loan, yes, it's primarily for Native Americans, but it's also for indigenous people, meaning us.
Mhm.
And their rates are pretty good. They pretty much try to get you into a house full of tonight.
Right. And that's, you see the avenues that we had to create in this kingdom just to survive, just to have the equal opportunity, or to provide our children with the equal opportunity that they get so freely. Like half of those white kids in them college are dumb as hell. I'm sorry to say it like that, but those kids are dumb. Like they don't know what they're doing. They barely should be there. Go ahead.
Like what they're doing now, they're going to our HBCUs and saying that they're the minority so they can get a scholarship.
You see how evil the. Go ahead, sis.
What's your James Jones? What was she called?
I'm. Okay. I used to want to be a comedian, an actor. College, I really didn't like college. I really didn't see myself going to college because I really didn't like school like that. But the only, like, if I was to go to college, I would wanted to go to a historical Black college and teach history because I loved history. That's the only subject I really like, and language, because I always wanted to learn another language. So if I could have skipped the whole thing and do that, those two were mine. Not to get off subject, but yeah. And the sad part about that, a lot of our kids, a lot of our children don't even think about college because they are so oppressed that they know that it's far fetched from them now. A little bit less now because, like your mom was saying, no, like your mom was saying, they got all these programs, but
I already have to pursue your life.
right, but that's because we've made a way for that now. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was hard. That's why they had to have the HBCUs, because a lot of them people wasn't getting into regular college. So Black people had to start up their own college. See what I'm saying? Like the whole point I'm saying is like everything is not on the same equal level for us as it is for the oppressors. So we had to carve out our way to make it so. Go ahead, sir.
I think through all it really takes is one person. Because a lot of our ancestors, like grandmothers and grandfathers, college was never an option.
Right.
18, get married, the wife is at home, the husband is working. And then when they basically evolved to pretty much more people getting in there, like for instance, in my family, I was the first one to go to college. A lot of people told me not to go because, oh, it's so much money. And I did all my research and I graduated in 3 years. I went off, you know what I'm saying? So I made sure that I saved as much money as I could. And they know if they hold the generation behind me, every single one of them went to college. It's not one that hasn't went.
Right.
Or owning a house. So sometimes I think it's just mindset in households and families too that can help debunk that.
Right. And another part of that is, like you said, it's that one person that get in that position that care for their people to open up the door. Because you got a lot of gatekeepers that'll get in there and then just close it up. And that's lack of brotherhood. That's a lack of loving, you know what I'm saying, your brother like you love yourself. You know what I mean? And that's another trait that the oppressor has taught us, to be greedy, to be selfish. Keep going, young man. Keep reading.
So like, and toward her daughter.
And toward her daughter. Oh, they kicking the daughters out too. You want to be grown? You want to be this? You don't want to listen? Get out of my house. They're not teaching them womanly skills, how to act, how to dress, how to cook, even. Not just like cooking for a man. You just learn how to cook for yourself. I don't know, not anybody. You'll be surprised. Yes. Yeah. So a lot of. Be honest with you. Don't be surprised that when you say a lot of women don't know how to cook in their big old grown age. Go ahead, sis.
And we can't give up. All women tell the truth about all women cook what. Yeah. No.
Keep going.
Verse 57. And toward her young ones that cometh out from between her feet.
Mm. Now they got all these abortion clinics because they were told that they ain't got enough money to raise children. So now they saying, "Oh, you don't want to stop your career. It's going to be either your career or that child." And they're making a decision to choose their career over their children. Keep reading.
And toward her children, which she shall bear.
She got no mercy for them. She don't love them enough to say, "Hey, I can do both." Or, yeah, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to make sure that I provide for my kids. Because guess what? One of the other earlier curses is that the man is going to leave. Now she's a single parent. Now she's raising children on her own. She got to be both. She got to play the role of the father and the mother. And that's why a lot of these women don't even really trust men like that, because they had to play the men role for so long. It's hard for them to be feminine. It's hard for them to be in their natural state. Is there any more on that?
Khan. For she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and the straitness.
Okay. You was about to say something? I feel like abortion is murder. The Lord said, "Thou shalt not kill." Now, I know there are certain circumstances, like if, like someone was essayed and, what I'm saying, they being, they be with child, but there's still, ways to, part with that child without killing it. You can always give it up for adoption.
What are the kid or the wife if she gives birth to down?
Well, I think that would be up to the Lord who decides who live or dies. Like, so like if they say in some cases they be like, if you give birth, it might cause your death, or you know what I'm saying, you might not survive it. You know what I mean? And sometimes the doctors, they make that decision on based on their studies, based on the test that they took. Like they'll say, well, we got to take the baby now. We have to do a C-section because the baby might not make it, or you know what I'm saying, you might not make it. The baby is you know causing you to to bleed out, and you might possibly die. You know what I mean? So you know in that situation, I will think whatever the Lord decides or whatever He chooses is always His choice, and it'll always usually be for the better.
Slovakia.
Go ahead.
It's like the abortion is like a conspiracy to keep women keep destroying themselves. Cause like they legalize it, but in case in an accident where if you hit a pregnant woman, you're gonna get charged with double murder.
Right, but they only and that's true too. But mainly, like the abortion clinic, all they want is the genes from the baby, the genetic things that they can get from like the placenta and all that other stuff. Like that's what they're taking because they're trying to find a way to procreate more. Because white people are not procreating, like they're not having kids like they used to. They're damn near at a standstill. But we, as a people, are still having children in all our distress. We're poor, we're malnourished, like we don't eat like we should. You know what I mean? We don't live like a stress-free life. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the best condition, some of our people, but we're still having kids. So now you're seeing a lot of sisters are being in the medical field, dealing with baby delivery, being doulas, being nursing agents, like all of that, because a lot of women are losing their children due to the oppressors being in charge of our birth. Like white people don't care about a black woman in birth. They don't care about having natural births. That's why I say, oh, we got to have a C-section. There was a complication in the delivery. When they be lying they behind off, they get up to damn near $60,000 for a C-section. You think he's gonna turn that money down just to deliver your baby naturally? All you is a dollar sign. That's all we are to them. Money. To make money off us. Let me get 64 and 68, and that'll be the last two.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
The Lord shall scatter thee among all people. That's why we are scattered all over the face of the earth. That's why you see black people in China. That's why you see even Kobe Bryant, he was born in Italy. Yeah.
Was he a football player?
No, he was a basketball player. Yeah, he was a basketball player. He was born in Italy. Right. Yeah. That's why we're everywhere. That's why you have us scattered all around every corner of the face of the earth. Because the Lord said He's going to scatter us everywhere. Go ahead.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other.
You're going to find a black person somewhere. Somewhere. Because of what happened to us. Because of, what I'm saying, the slave trade and us just being who we are. That was a punishment. We weren't even in our own land. Keep going.
And there thou shalt serve other gods,
Go ahead.
which neither thou nor thy father have known.
We're serving other gods. Buddhism. If black people living in China, they serving Buddhism. They're serving the Muslims who were the slave masters to some people. East Indians owned slaves. That's where they get Buddhism from. Don't think they didn't. Like every other nation upon this earth owned us at one point in time as slaves. Keep going.
Even wood and stone.
Wood and stone. Wood, Christianity, the cross, stone is Muslims. We didn't know nothing about this stuff until we were in slavery. We had to serve our oppressors God. Whatever God our oppressors was serving, we had to serve them too. Drop me down to 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
There we go. How did we leave Egypt?
So like the first time was on foot.
First time was on foot. Then Moses split the Red Sea. Right? Then y'all say that in Exodus? Right. They say now you're gonna go back into Egypt, this time with ships. So if we walked out of Egypt, how did we get to this Egypt? And Egypt just means bondage. So if y'all walked out of bondage this time, but you going back into bondage, how did Black people get to America?
So like in ships.
And what?
Ships.
What'd you say?
Ships.
No, Salaki. I heard you. I was asking a young sister. Because of that scripture that we just read, that's why you say that? Do you know that they call... But do you know that as a metaphor though? Because he said the first time we left Egypt, we walked out of there. We walked out of bondage. He led us out of bondage. That's what Egypt means, bondage. He said this time when you're going in bondage, you're gonna get there by ships. So you're right. It's not talking about the same Egypt, but it's talking about the same bondage. They call America the spiritual Egypt and Babylon because it got the same traits as that country, as that nation Babylon and Egypt had. Like they practice the same things. America practiced and studied Egypt. That's why Washington, D.C. has all those monuments that look like the Egyptian monuments. This place is spiritual Egypt. So he said, you're going back into bondage, but this time you're getting there on ships. We know that the Black people got here through the transatlantic slave trade on ships. Keep going.
By the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
The Lord said we wasn't going to see our homeland ever again, but we go on these ships unto bondage. We wasn't going to see our homeland Israel no more. Just like when we went into Egypt, we didn't see our land no more. Keep going.
And there ye shall be sold.
And there what?
Ye shall be sold.
Did we come here freely? Did when we get off that boat, did we just walk off and just went and start doing our own thing? They said we was what?
Ye shall be sold.
The auction, the slave auction block. Where they was auctioning us off. Young women as young as y'all's age was sold, stripped from their parents. Just think about this, and I don't want to be too graphic because, just think about some people taking y'all. Now, all three of y'all together, but one by one, they start selling y'all apart from each other. Like they took you, sold you to somebody, took you, sold you to somebody else, took your mother and sold her to somebody else. And y'all never seen her ever again, ever. What kind of state of mind would you be in? Pretty sure they tried that too at some point. You'll just move on. No.
not like you can bring it back. There's no point in trying to that one.
You sure? To never ever see your mother again? You just move on with your life? I understand what you're saying. Like,
Take your husband too. Like slowly move, not like move on fast, like slowly move on. I'd honestly miss you.
Girl, I'm gonna be grieving for years.
But like
I'm a whole
I remember
Righteous
you and
forever.
like
Care what I think. People over time.
yeah, I understand what she said. You will have to continue to live. You just wouldn't just sit. You just wouldn't just like give up on life. Yeah, I understand what you said when you were saying it. Trust me, I get it because you know what? A lot of the sisters did that. They had to be strong and they had to live on because they knew their mother would want them to live on. And a lot of them did what you said. A lot of them poisoned the slave masters' food and killed everybody. Got their revenge. You know what I mean?
Even though that's not the right thing, I'm still gonna do it.
Right, I understand, sis. Trust me, I understand. I be thinking about that all the time. If I was a slave, how would I be? Right, right. So just imagine, just imagine their frame that caused a lot of depression, and the depression was so bad that it became genetic. You know what I mean? Like they passed that on through their genes. So that's how they treated our people, like that. Keep reading.
It's like, and there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
Until who?
Unto your enemy.
Who were we sold to? What race of people?
just slaves to everybody.
It was our enemies. Go ahead.
For bondman and bondwoman,
Uh-huh.
and no man shall buy you.
No man shall save you. That was a curse. And this was a sign and a wonder for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that these punishments were only punishments for the children of Israel. That's how we know who we are. When somebody asks you who you are and you tell them you are an Israelite, it frightens them because you telling them that you're separate, you're chosen, you know what I'm saying, and you're special and you're God's chosen people. That's powerful. And we want to keep that power going. That's why we got to be educated and knowledgeable of our history, not his history, but our history of who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm going to end the class, man. Thawada, young man, for reading for me, man. You held it down. I really appreciate it, brother. Thawada to you, sisters, for coming and joining in. It's always a pleasure to have y'all in the class. You know what I'm saying? We'll be here next Saturday. So, to everybody that tuned in, Thawada to y'all, everybody that's online, you know what I'm saying, that tuned in, like, share, subscribe, each one teach one, and you know what I'm saying, we'll be seeing y'all next Saturday. So with that, I want to say shalom, Yahabashim Shabarakatah, Barakatham to the brothers, Yahawah Shamar, Bashim Yamshah to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.